So let's build a file that will hold your banner. I'm going to open up my Photoshop. I'm using Adobe Photoshop CC 2019. If you're an Artsy 1305 student in the classroom, I do believe this is what we have installed in B266, also in the B267 lab, be it on a Mac or the PC. If you have access only to CC 2019, even 2017, and really all the way back to CS6, so even if your Photoshop is 10 years old, you should be able to create a file just the way that I'm doing it here. With Photoshop now open, I'm going to click on File menu and select New. And I've already been working on this, so it knows on the side. If yours have different values, change the width of the document to 970 pixels with a height of 90. Resolution is 300. Yours might say 72, and in the end we will end up with a 72 dpi, but 300 works best for now. If you don't see any of these things, maybe you should click on the photo link over here so that then you have a photo document that you can create. Never mind the default or anything. Once again, this changed for me, but I'll switch it to pixels instead of inches and type in the size that I want, which is 970 by 90. This is what they call standard leaderboard size. The resolution stays at 300 dpi, color mode is RGB, and the background contents I'm going to change from white. I slide down a little bit here to transparent, and then I create. My banner size document appears. So now that it's opened here, I'm going to then, what do I do first? Well, I have a transparency they call layer 1. I'll double click that and I'll call it BG color, and it doesn't need to be capitalized or anything. And now that it's got the name, I'm going to fill it in with a color. If I go to the edit menu and select fill, I have the option. You just might say foreground color, background color. My foreground color is currently blue, my background is white, but I'm going to select another color by clicking on the color. My color picker appears, and I have a spectrum of colors to choose from red all the way to red. These are different reds, but I can stay somewhere inside. I don't know, why did I pick a green? I want a light green, sort of an off color there, just not quite gray, not quite white, green, yes, but very light. Click OK to select it, and click OK again, and it's full of green. My foreground color is still blue, and that's fine because I'm just about to change it. Before I do anything though, since my background color is set, why don't I start by saving this? Save early, save often. Go to Advanced, File, Save, and I'm going to save mine in my desktop in a file called, I think I have a folder called PSD files right there, and I'm going to save this as, I'll call it my banner. PSD. Save all your documents as .psd files, Photoshop documents, so that I have access to all your layers. Next thing I want to do, I want to draw a stroke around this area. All I have right now is this background, just called background color. I'm going to create a new layer. For that, I'm going to go to the layer file menu and select new and new layer. I could have also clicked on this icon down here to create a new layer. It's all the same. Layer 1, I'm going to call this strokes, S-T-R-O-K-E, and I'll click OK. So now this is my transparent layer. There's nothing there. If I were to turn off that layer, you'll see that nothing's happening because there's nothing there. And if I turn off the background color, I see that there's nothing anywhere except when the background color is on. So I said that I wanted a stroke. Let me pick a color. Right now I have this light green. My foreground color is currently blue and my background color is white. I can reset all the colors to black and white by clicking on this little icon. I could have just left it as blue because I'm going to change this color anyway. I'm going to get close to the green again, and except this time I'm going to select a larger, not a larger, but rather a darker green. Here you go, kind of an army green. The new color will be this green. If I click OK, it could be something else. If I click OK now, it's going to be that. So nothing happens except the foreground color has changed. I'm going to go to the Edit menu and tell it to stroke. Edit stroke will then ask me, well, how wide a stroke do you need? A stroke is just a line that's drawn around the selection. And actually, right now, nothing's going to be drawn because I just said it will draw around the selection, but I have not made a selection yet. I'm going to cancel that and make a selection. My select menu, I can select all. Command A on a Mac, Control A on a PC will select everything. And you know that something's selected when the little marching ants appear. So this whole thing is selected. This is the selection. It's the size of the banner and everything that encompasses it. Now I can go to Edit and tell it to stroke. It will stroke in the center of the selection. That's what's selected right now. I could do the inside, which would then say anything below, or rather inside the selection, that's all the green area, will then have a 10 pixel stroke. If I were to select the outside, everything outside of the selection would have a 10 pixel stroke. If I were to do this now, we wouldn't be able to see it, although it would still be there. It's outside of our viewing area. If I click on center, I'll basically have 10 pixels go right along the center of this line, which means there will be 5 pixels on top, or rather outside, and 5 pixels inside of the selection. I'll click OK, and I will deselect this, select and deselect, so that the marching ants disappear, and I can zoom in a bit, and I can see that I have that new green line all the way around my green background. So I have this box made, and next I will use the text tool, the T right here. It should be on horizontal text, and somewhere close to the left edge I'm going to click once here, and I think that I already had selected Impact as my font. You can always change to something of your choice, whatever you want, whatever you have access to. These are the ones that I have in my computer. I choose Impact because that's easy to read. This is the one that you'll see in many memes online. My current text size is very big. It's unreadable, 107 pixels. I'm going to make this a lot smaller. I clicked on the caret, and I'm going to pick maybe 60. See how small that gets. Not small enough. I'll go to the lowest one. No, not the lowest one, but rather, how about 36? Maybe smaller than that. Let's go for broke, 12 points. There you go. I'm going to use my move tool now, just to sort of put it somewhere else. And my text color is white. Is it because it's my background color? No, actually, and I can select this text by double-clicking on the T on the new lorem ipsum layer that appeared. Double-click that. My lorem ipsum text is selected. Lorem ipsum, by the way, is fake Latin. It's just dummy text for people to see what the letters, or just letters in general, would look like with this font. And back to my point, the text color is currently white. So I'll click on that, and I can pick either another blue, I can pick another color, I can actually just click on the foreground, it'll turn green, and that's fine. I'll click OK again, and rather than it saying lorem ipsum, I'm going to make it say something relevant like basic, I'm typing basic graphic design. I can now click on this check mark saying I'm happy with this text, except that maybe if I click the move tool, I can move it around a little bit and just put it somewhere else. This will move, you will move it several times, your design will change, your design will improve, you'll make it better than what it is already, and by the time we're done, maybe yours will be the one that replaces the current basic graphic design, in the class on eCampus. Be sure to turn in the file that you create. Mine is already saved, filed, and I don't have to save a button anymore, so that's saved in my folder. Go to your assignment, and you can tell it's an assignment by seeing this icon on the side. It's got the document plus the ruler. We're on create a simple banner with all the directions and this video. Click there. To follow it, you'll see the directions again, and at the bottom, browse my computer, find your file. In this case, mine is in my desktop, I said. If I can see it, there's so many things. Desktop and PSD files in my banner. I'll click. It shows me what it looks like. I'll click on open. If you're in a PC, you might see an icon instead of the whole thing. And once you're ready to go, ready to roll, you can add a comment if you want. Right here, type in anything you want, or you need to. And click submit. I will not hit submit because I cannot submit assignments since I am the instructor. But I look forward to seeing where you get started and how you improve the banner as we go along.